Our speaker this afternoon is a true innovator in healthcare. As a pioneer in the field of vascular medicine and genetics, he worked on important breakthroughs in gene therapy and stem cell biology. As the president and CEO of Duke University Health System, his innovations have integrated research and clinical care, promoting transformative new models of delivery and education. He served as chairman of medicine at Brigham and Women's Hospital and was chairman of the Department of Medicine at Stanford University. As you heard, this summer, he will begin his presidency of the Institute of Medicine. His commitment to the betterment of healthcare and to the application of science to the human good is an inspiration to all of us. Please join me in welcoming chancellors for health affairs at Duke University and the president of CEO of Duke University Healthcare System and the incoming president of the Institute of Medicine, Dr. Dzau. Thank you.
Thank you, and congratulations. President Ahun, Chairman Emeritus Sternberg, you did a great job, by the way. Provost Director and Dean Fulmer, and members of the Board of Trustees, faculty, staff, family members, of course, Northeastern graduation class of 2014. Congratulations first. I'm honored to be here with you on this very special occasion, and I congratulate each of you in this graduation class. You have earned your degree well, and you're very proud, every reason to be proud. You know, it's always great to come back to Boston and to speak at the university that I so respect. It may surprise you that I'm not from here, despite my heavy, thick Boston accent. I probably got there from living here for more than 2 decades. But the fact is, like many of you, like President Ahun, I'm from elsewhere. In fact, I was born in post-war China, specifically in Shanghai, and my family and I escaped the communist regime and fled to Hong Kong. I came to North America on my own at age 18 for higher education, and after 25 years in Boston as a trainee, a faculty at Harvard, and later chief of medicine at Brigham and Women's Hospital just up the street, I left for Duke 10 years ago to become its Chancellor for Health Affairs. Now, just to keep the record straight, it's not true that I moved to Carolina to follow the Carolina Hurricanes, our NHL hockey team. You know, it's got its origin right here in the St. Matthews Arena as New England Whalers. Did you know that? You're too young to know. I must admit it was a great win when the Canes won the Stanley Cup in 2006, and I was at that final game. It was a lot of fun. Kind of like the fun that you had when the Huskies whacked the Harvard 6-0 the last Beanpot, right? Yeah, you got it. But I left Boston to take on a new challenge offered by Duke University, just like most of you are leaving this university to take on new challenges. Your new beginning will take you to unexpected places and surprising experiences. But enough about me. We're here today because of you. It is your special time, so celebrate it. You know, get your smartphones blazing. I won't be offended. In fact, I'll be disappointed if you don't use your cell phone. You're the generation of multitasker, so while I'm talking, please go ahead and shoot some selfies, post and tweet. Celebrate your milestone, here and now. You completed the challenge from a top-notch and tough grad school, and you deserve to enjoy and share it. I simply ask that if I say something interesting or deemed tweetable, it's DZAU. Okay, while we're on the subject of cell phones, smartphones, please don't try during your upcoming job interviews. I don't think it'll go over very well. Your family in the audience want me to tell you that. Okay, so these are not the only words of wisdom I impart, I'm sorry. As I look down at you wearing these funny hats, you sure look like success to me than to your friends and your family who are here with you. Now, people say I'm successful, but that's the topic I want to talk to you about. What is success? As you move on to the next stage of your life, probably the most frequently asked question is, will I be successful? Well, will you? How will you know? And the answers lie clearly in how one defines success. And the question I want to know is, do you know how to define your success? So many people consider wealth as success, but do you consider a bozo who's wealthy successful, or simply rich and undeserving? Do you give the coveted success badge to people who are inspiring, madly creative, generous, powerful, courageous, resilient, productive? So many people say they believe that money has nothing to do with success. Some people say that wealth can buy happiness, right? That's what we all believe in. But it's hard to deny that if we're held back, we can't afford health care, education, transportation, or clothes and shoes for your kids, or travel to different places. So it's understandable that, in fact, it leads to the question, how much money do you need to be successful? Enough to pay bills and sleep well? Or whatever it takes to grease whatever you want to buy or do, or something in between? Can you define it and be happy when you hit it? Or will the target move? Now, there are many other ways to define success. Will you aspire to be a Nobel laureate? Having your novel published? Having your work transform lives in developing countries? Or helping your neighbors to find a better way to live? How much of the creative time you suppose Shakespeare spent in pondering success, or Gandhi, or Mother Teresa, or L.L.J. Cool? I mean, they each had work to do. In every case, the doers work from passion and skill, and history bestows the mental success. You can read self-help stuff all day long, but you simply do not become successful by rote adherence to somebody else's book or external standard. So I realize it's customary for Commencement speakers to cheer the hungover, if not sleepy graduates onward and upwards to pinnacles of success. But here's my recommendation. Rather than chasing success as a goal, follow your passion and make a difference. That's what creates true success. I know that it may sound like something that Stephen Colbert may call truthiness, but I'm a scientist, and I've got research to back this up. Thank you. The Journal of Experimental Social Psychology published a study from Duke just last month, and it showed that people are more successful achieving and exceeding goals when A, they're passionate about what they're doing, and B, they feel that what they're doing is significant. So can you imagine a life chasing an endpoint called success by doing something you don't like or even detest? Success depends completely on ownership and circumstance. Ownership requires commitment and passion. You may have some idea of what you think success looked like today, but you know what? It'll change as you go through life. The fact is, success in life is only revealed as a naked truth in a rear-view mirror. Over time, if you follow your passion, adapt to changing circumstance, and leave a trail of enhancement in your life and your work, success will find you. Now, I've been able to travel all over the world and learn from amazing people. I've been able to make scientific discoveries. As some of you also heard, as of July 1, I'll be moving to Washington to head the Institute of Medicine of the National Academies to advise government and our nation on important issues of health and medicine. So wonderful people pat me on the back and call me successful and give me meaningful awards and, of course, invite me to speak at this important commencement. And I appreciate it. But at the end of the day, I'm only following my passion, adapting to the changes and striving to be relevant, something that will affect positive change. Indeed, success is when you're making a difference. The world is full of challenges and problems that need your help. Do something about them. Make a difference. For example, next time you drink, take a drink from your water, from your bottled water right there, or a glass of water. Please consider that billions of your fellow human beings don't have clean drinking water. That's human beings with a capital B. They're drinking sludge that make them sick, but they have no alternative. Well, sick beats death, although sometimes sickness too often leads to the latter. Sadly, we see women and children and girls carrying these 40-pound cans of polluted water. Many thousands in sub-Saharan Africa have to walk 3 hours a day bringing water to keep their families and their meager crops alive. It's a spiral of challenges, but a huge opportunity for all of you. When I was a child in China and Hong Kong, I witnessed poverty and suffering. And just like what I told you, access to clean water was limited at that time. You know, I remember lining up for hours to get water from a tap in the neighborhood. I can never forget those images. You know, you could put your shoulder to that wheel and do something about this. And I'm not trying to guilt you into something uncomfortable. I'm just trying to remind you that you are needed. What about these 800 women in developing countries who die every day from preventable causes related to pregnancy and childbirth? Preventable for many reasons, but not prevented. We must do better. You just might be one of those people who can come and help us to find the solution. The field I know best is medicine, and it clearly needs new approaches for more efficient delivery of healthcare. We need new ideas, innovative solutions, and involve expertise from all different disciplines. We need more than doctors and nurses. We need those of you in the College of Computer and Info Science to bring big data, mobile technology, sensors, apps, even home care technology into our health ecosystem. And a lot more, because health does not depend simply on pills and doctors. It's a gumbo of genetics, behavior, personal choices, water, air, and even transportation safety. But we also need an ecosystem to include those of you from other sciences, including social science and humanities, to bear on health with a capital H, and other many pressing issues. We will need engineers among you to translate ideas into prototypes. We need your peers from the School of Business to help develop business plans, scale up, find resources, funding, and distribution of new ways of care for patients and new platforms. And yes, we need sharp policy people to open doors and minds to allow greater ideas to come to light. Healthcare is only my example of a challenge looking for transformative solutions. It's my area. Now it's your turn. It's your turn. Write your own script. Can you wade into the banking mess and make a major change? Can you help unravel solutions to climate change? And how about that electric grid, the education disparities? What do you know, and what is your passion? Finding the solutions will almost certainly require you to adapt and connect with people bringing a large range of talent and experience to work that is now, more than ever, global in scope. Just as there's no simple answer to a problem of climate change, there's no magic bullet to feed the 9 billion people who inhabit planet Earth in 2050. And we know we have to double our production of food, or perhaps half the arable land that we use today. So I ask you, look around this arena. Look at your fellow graduates. You now have the credentials from a great university, Northeastern University, a graduate degree from an awesome school that's writing the book on experiential learning, bringing academics to answer social needs. You have what it takes right here in the Matthews Arena to deal with our biggest challenges. Your challenge is to go forth and play in that sandbox that you're not familiar to you, get to know others and what they have to offer, join people with different disciplines, different nations, different ethnic groups, different beliefs, and different approaches. Put your passion and creative thinking into the mix and do something that you and your loved ones will be proud to claim. So when that inevitable final tally comes, you'll be very proud that you've been successful. After all, you're already awash in pride and accomplishment with all that you've done to get here. Deservedly so. Take it with you and keep it alive. Let me express heartfelt congratulations to you again. Have a great life. Create a legacy. Be well, do well, and while you're at it, do a lot of good. Thank you very much.